Okay, guys, we're going to continue this series, and I'm going to be pulling data again for Rect Guy, and we're going to be comparing, like creating a data set that compares the two date times. And soon afterwards, we're going to create an actual bar chart, line chart visualization that does the same comparison. But we're going to start with the data set for now to keep things simple. So I'm going to pull up wrong thing here. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up this. Okay. Okay, so here we have our collection stats. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pull another rect guy thing here. So that way we have two stat files. We have one from 11:48 a.m. Then we have another one for 12:48 p.m. So about I'd say about that's literally wow, what a coincidence. I didn't even plan this. This is like exactly an hour difference. This is quite amazing. But we're going to create a file called compare C stats. Or no, we call this C stats time series. Just a random name. I don't even know how intuitive it is, but we're going to see. So we're going to say import JSON. Then we're going to import pandas as PD here. Now, we're going to load these. What we're going to do is we're going to have also a sys module here. And the first one is going to be the project. So we're going to say project is equal to, or no, stats file 1 is equal to, now this is going to be the earlier date time file. So we're going to say JSON, sys.org v1, and stats, this is going to be the later date time file. We're going to say stats file 2 is equal to sys.org v2. Now, what we have to do is say stats 1 is equal to json.load. We're going to say open stats file 1 read, and we're going to do the same thing for this thing right here, stats 2. Now we have these. So now what we have to do is we have to take each value, and we're going to come up with a like, for instance, you can see 1 day volume and a 1 day change. We're going to have a 1 day volume change, 1 day change, 1 day sales change, 1 day average price change, and yeah, so how I envision this is that there's going to be, each of these is going to be a row, or let's see. Yeah, there's going to be 1 day volume, 1 day change, 1 day sales, 1 day average price, and then next column there's going to be a data set or stats 1, then there's going to be a stats 2, and then there's going to be a change column. So 3 columns, and each of these keys right here is going to be a row in the data. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the keys for this. So we're going to take the row index is equal to the list of the stats1.keys. Okay? And we're going to create a data frame called df is equal to pd.dataframe, and we're going to say the index is equal to the row index. Now, we're going to say, how do we want to do this? Let's say df stats1 is equal to the list of the stats, or I think it would be pd.series, and then we're going to say stats, the list of the stats1.values. And I want to see if this comes out the way we need it to. So we're just going to print the df here. And print done. Okay, so we're going to run Python cstats times series. Then we're going to take the data for rect guy 06 06. And then we're going to take 1148. Then we're going to do the same thing for data rect guy 06. Then we're going to call this 12. And we're going to run that. And okay. So we got a bunch of NANs here. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to come back because I got to take a break, if you know what I mean. So stop recording. Nice. Or I'll be back. Okay. Let's figure out what we did wrong here. I don't know why it says NAN here. That's not supposed to be it. But we have this as an index. The index is correct, but this is incorrect. So maybe what we can do is this. Let's take out the pd.series and try to run it again. There we go. That is what we want. So now we're going to do the same thing for the stats2 is equal to the list of stats2.values. Okay. And it's going to give us, boom, that's stats. Let's see if there was much change. Oh yeah, the one-day volume has changed a little bit. That's good. One-day sales, good, it's changed. So on and so on. So now we're going to have a change column. So we're going to say def calculate change. Then we're going to say S1, S2. Okay, so we're going to say results is equal to that. Then we're going to say for, we're going to call this S1S, S2S. For S1, S2 in zip S1S, S2S. We're going to say change is equal to the absolute value. Do we want to do absolute value, or what we're going to do is we're going to take the later time, the later value, and we're going to subtract the previous value. So we're going to say S2S, or S2 minus S1. Then we're going to say results.append change, and then we're going to say return the results. So we're going to say df change is equal to the, calculate the change for df stats 1 and df stats 2. Okay. Print the data frame, done. So clear that, run it again. Right. Boom. Change, here's our change right here. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so what we can do if we want is we're going to save this to we're going to call this 2, 3, and we're going to add a argument called project, or cslug. So cslug is going to be cslug is equal to system.arg v1. Okay, now we're going to save this data frame by saying, how do you want to do this? df.toCSV, or do we want to do Excel? Let's do Excel, since most people use Excel. So we're going to say data. Then we're going to call this cslug. And we're going to parse out the I'm going to say parse dates from JSON files. So what we're going to do is this. The dt1 is equal to the stats file 1 dot split, and we're going to split the cslug and that underscore. I'm going to say the d2 datetime 2 is equal to stats file 2 split cslug that. And we got to change that to cslug. Okay, so we're going to create a change from datetime 1 to datetime 2. And we're going to add a little XLS at the end. And that way, I can run that. Whoops. So we got to add a rect guy here. Rect guy. No module name XLWT, so we have to run pip install XLWT. Done. I'm sorry my keyboard sounds really loud because I'm using a laptop right now and I'm tapping aggressively hard, so bear with me here. Done. Cool. So now I'm going to pull up this Excel file by going to data guy change. Okay. And voila. There is our change file. Cool. Okay, so now what we could do is we could take, for each of these values, we could have a bar chart and we could have a line chart also. The bar chart will have 2 bars and the line chart will have a line connecting 2 dots. So we're going to get started on that real quick. Shouldn't be too crazy. So how are we going to do this? Okay, so one, we're going to have this right here, but how do we, for each row, we want to create a plot. I don't know if we should do this on the next, we're going to do this on the next video. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to get to that in the next video, the next tutorial. We're going to come up with the visualizations for this comparison, and that way we can keep this tutorial short and sweet. So thanks guys for tuning in. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed for more of this type of content, and I will see you guys later. All right, peace out.